All right, the next type of reaction are called redox reactions, otherwise known as oxidation. Reduction reactions. So redox reactions, oxidation reduction reactions. And what happens in these types of reactions is an exchange of electrons. And on the oxidation state, whatever is getting oxidized or undergoing oxidation is losing electrons. And then on the other side, whatever is undergoing reduction or being reduced is gaining electrons. And a common adage to remember this is oil rig. Oil stands for oxidation is loss of electrons, and then rig stands for reduction is gain of electrons. Overall, redox reactions are the most common and probably most important type of chemical reaction in chemistry. They're also the most complex, and so we're just not really going to talk about them too much, to be honest. You'll learn much more about this later on, right? This is just an introductory course. We're just going to introduce some concepts. You'll learn about redox reactions a lot more later on. There's two main types of redox reactions. So they usually a reaction between a metal and non-metal. So remember your little periodic table here. You've got your staircase kind of going through here. Everything down here is a metal. Everything up here is a non-metal. And when they react with one another, they're going to undergo a redox reaction. So for example, sodium is a metal. So if you take two sodium atoms, combine it with a molecule of chlorine, because that's a diatomic gas, you'll form sodium chloride, which is table salt, right? We have sodium, the metal, react with a non-metal to form sodium chloride. That's an example of a redox reaction. In this case, the sodium lost electrons and the chlorine gained electrons. But again, you're going to look to that much more in your later courses. Another very common example of redox reactions are combustion reactions. So in a combustion reaction, we're going to have something react with oxygen to form more oxygen containing compounds, often including water. And then in addition, most combustion reactions happen with hydrocarbons, so compounds with carbon and hydrogen, and they produce carbon dioxide. So for example, in CH4, that's methane. When we react that with oxygen, it's going to combust to form CO2 and water. So this will be our most common example of a redox reaction. It's going to be combustion reactions. It doesn't always have to be methane, but for our cases, it's always going to be some kind of hydrocarbon. So something that contains carbons and hydrogens. Again, this is something that you're going to take a deeper look into in your more advanced classes and during your lab time.